Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host. And guess what I have to do here really quick, friends? Hold on a second. I knew I was forgetting something. Uh-oh. I'm trying to multitask again. Will it work? Oh my goodness. It's working again, friends. There we are. Is it up yet? There we go. Oh, so nice to be with you all. I'm glad you can all make it tonight. Oh, lordy, look who's 40. All righty, and looks like we have first in tonight was young Star the Kid. Yes, welcome to the program. And Willie Fix It. Arr! Welcome aboard, matey. Okay. And welcome aboard to you too, Catherine Weiss. Good to see you here. And Peggy Dancer, good to see you here as well. Everybody says hi to everybody here because we're all really polite, aren't we? Okay. Could not stay on. Hello, Mud Rabbit. All right. Well, we have some interesting news today, friends. I'm sure you've heard a lot of this stuff that's going around. All this stuff. Oh my goodness. All this stuff. Your video is still loading? Video. Okay, good. I'm glad you got it all figured out, Peggy. Well, welcome everybody. I'm glad to see that you're all here. I'm gonna see if I can get rid of that glare there. There we go. That obnoxious glare. You know, one of my oldest computers has a no glare screen. Now, what happened to those? That's something they had a long time ago, and I don't know what they did with it because they certainly aren't using it now. They aren't using it now. So there you go. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm really liking the Truth Social, Trump and Dan Scavino's application, program, whatever you call it, platform. YouTube is messing with you? Uh-oh. That's never any fun. All that buffering. All that buffering. I guess it's an okay word they picked for that, buffering. Could be worse. Could be worse. Did you hear that in one of those biolabs they found a little rat? And they think it might be like part of the origins of some of this stuff. Hey, Dark Brain. What do you think about that? I think that little rat is the little rat. All right, Mud Rabbit. Hey, Dark Brain. Nice to see you too. Yeah. Yeah, there he is. That little scoundrel. Boy, you know, a weasel like that, you know, it's kind of dumb to even bring a guy like that into a hearing and ask him questions when you know he's going to lie. Right? I mean, Now, on Gilligan's Island, the professor made a lie detector test. So why don't they put him under that? Just the science. Yeah, let's try that. I think we should try that. So that's a pretty dank meme. No words or anything, just a whole lot of conveyance of an idea through an image. Love it. I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Memes, they're about the only thing that's keeping me going these days, friends, is the good memes and the wonderful meme lords that smile down upon us from time to time with some revelatory memes, some memes of valor and worth, memes that can change a normie. But, and we'll get to the more of the memes in a little bit, but I just want to say that inventing is the key to get out of a lot of this. We can invent our way out. And I just want to highlight one invention I think gets overlooked. I think this personally, mark my words, I think this is one of the most remarkable inventions ever. And I'm not kidding. This is one of the most remarkable, and no one ever talks about it. This, by far, is the most remarkable invention ever. The write and whiteboard. Yes, it's very remarkable. You can mark it, erase it, and remark it. It's very remarkable. Don't you think? Ba-doom-pa. There you go. Bet you didn't think you'd get a dad joke that quick, did you? Yeah, I love those too. You gotta like the write and whiteboard. Very remarkable. It's a remarkable invention. The most remarkable invention. They keep you organized, Mud Rabbit? Oh, maybe I ought to try that. Although at this point, I think I might need a bulldozer to help get me organized. You know what I mean? Jelly Bean. Hello, Abby. There she is. There's Abby. Mid dad joke. Okay, the setup for this was how inventions are going to help us get us out of this. And one of the most remarkable inventions of all time, hardly anyone talks about it, is one of the most remarkable inventions is, and then I showed the picture, the write and whiteboard. Of course, it's remarkable. Yes, right in the middle of a dad joke. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I need like a secretary or something, you know? I already have a hairdresser. Now maybe I need a secretary. You think? I have a full-time hairdresser. I can get a haircut whenever I want. So delayed wiper blades. There you go. There you go. Hello, Ralph. How you doing? Say, I don't know if your sister or your other friend stopped by. I didn't see any message from them. The Floby, yes. That is my resident hair stylist. And I don't usually tip Floby, but yeah, works very cheap. Works for a pittance. I try to get everybody on here. I'm trying to get everybody. It's hard to do though. Hey, there's James Rohrback. Yo, friends. There we go. Doing perfect. Well, you can't expect any better than that, can you? That's awesome. There we go. All righty then. Well, I'm sure that I'm glad that you all enjoyed this awesome invention, this very remarkable invention, the writing whiteboard. It's one of the most remarkable, I think, for sure. Yeah. And we'll put that joke away for a couple weeks and we'll dust it off and bring it back out again sometime just to keep you on your feet. How's that sound? Sounds like fun? Sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like so much fun I can't even handle it. Right? Too much fun. Too much fun. I got an exciting announcement, friends. And that is we've got a guest coming on Monday, on the Monday night show. We're going to have returning guest Jeremy Ray. Yes, Jeremy Ray from the famous Hangar One episodes that were on the History Channel. And also, he was, or might still be, now I don't know, because we're going to catch up with him. Jeremy Ray, he was a MUFON guy. Not sure if he still is. I hope that he is. I hope that he is. You know that eclipse that the lunar eclipse that just happened? Well, I saw this. This looked interesting. Now, this is what it might look like from the moon. Now, I know we have things going around the moon. Couldn't they just turn their camera and snap a picture? If someone had to do this, so I don't think this looks anything like what it would normally look like. You know? I don't know. So there it is. The moon and the earth blocking the sun. So I don't know. I guess it looks a lot different from that point of view. But this is just an artist rendition or a computer program. It's not an actual picture from the moon, even though we got ways of doing that, I think. Don't we? Shouldn't we? I don't know. Have they ever figured out what kind of cheese the moon is made out of? Have they ever figured that out yet? My guess is Swiss cheese. How about you? Swiss cheese. You think? I think. I think that might be a possibility. Might be a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Yes. Alrighty then. Hey, we're off to a good start here, aren't we now? You guys having fun? Are you having fun now? Okay. So check this out. All right. Oh, I'm going to have to find that. Gonna have to find that one. I think this is it. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh boy. Oh, I know how to do this. I did this before. So if you haven't figured it out yet, remember this when this came out? I think, yeah, this was in October 2020, October 15th, 2020. Now, somewhere, yeah, somewhere there's the delta. It's the 2-year delta or the 3-year delta or whatever it is. So we'll get to that too. We'll get to this first. If I can find it. Here it is. There we go. All right. So the text of this, it's Q post 4872, October 15th, 2020. All right. Why was POTUS framed? Reason, Russia collusion. Protect truth? Reason, Hillary DNC Russia collusion. Why was POTUS impeached? Reason, Ukraine. Protect truth? Reason, Biden. Class 1 through 99 in parentheses, Ukraine collusion. Blame opponent for what they themselves are guilty of. DNC media push echo submitted talking points. Generate false narrative. Q. That's what they do. That's all they do. I don't know how these people wake up in the morning and, I mean, they must just really hate us to be doing all this stuff. And I just don't get it. Oh, I guess I just don't understand the evil mind. The mind of the evil people, I guess I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Does not make sense to me. Hello, Divine Tiffany. Well, welcome to the program. Everybody says hi to everybody. Everyone's so nice here. Yeah. Yeah. Nancy has no heart, which is why her cross your heart broad doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, boy. You know, I made a meme about her, and it was rumor has it that Nancy Pelosi had an affair with JFK. And in all of her years in government, that's still all she's ever done. She really hasn't done anything good for the people, if you think about it. Yes. Yeah, Abby gets it. I didn't understand it till I was the target of a narcissist. They're like a Terminator of no conscience. They don't. Right. They can disassociate, you know? Like, I looked out in my front yard today, just a little while ago, while it was still a little light out. And there was a little black squirrel dead in the road. And it just made me so sad. And then there was a couple walking right by it, and I just looked at it. And I don't think that they felt sad. Um, I don't know. Life is precious. You know that? There you go. You got to love those Q posts. Doesn't make any sense. All right. I know that poor squirrel. I know it, right? You know, I know that like in England, they have tunnels for the hedgehogs and the turtles and stuff to go under the roads. They should do that here. Wouldn't be that hard to do. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that's that one. So what else do we have here for you, friends? Let's just find out, shall we? When you're a politician, it's always a good idea to, you know, acknowledge your base. It's It's not smart not to acknowledge your base. If you have a large voting base, it's really important that you acknowledge them. Isn't that right, Brandon? Isn't that right? You gotta, there you go. Same people that were on Twitter, the ones that voted for him too. I'm pretty sure that fake Twitter bots were given legal standing to vote. I'm sure of it. Yeah, in some of these states. Yeah, if they had tunnels, like that in Illinois, they charge a toll. Okay, frog, you need to pay a toll. We don't take grasshoppers. Sorry. No, you need money. Money. That's what it takes. Pay the toll to the troll. So there's the lump of silly putty. They somehow got to talk. I don't know how. 47 years in government, and he hasn't done a damn good thing for the country. Did a couple of bad things for the country. Not one good thing. You know, the best thing he could do for the country is retire. That's the best thing he could do. The potato. Yeah, the potato. No. No, he's the guy that got 27 trillion votes, remember? 9,900 million trillion zillion quadrillion votes. He's the most popular person ever. Yeah. Of course. 81 zillion, right? Man. There's most of them right there. Yeah. That's him. Pathetic. He's pathetic. He's pathetic. He is very pathetic. Pathetic. Prophetically pathetic. Boy, say that 5 times fast. I dare ya. I dare ya. La 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 la. What do we have here? Oh, here's something interesting, friends. Well, did everybody see 2,000 mules or 54,000 mules or millions of mules? Here's a picture of one of these mules bringing his stash of illegal votes to the drop box. Treason. There you go. I think that's what that is, isn't it? Walmart showed crews in front of digging tunneling machines. Interesting. You know, they apparently sent one of those boring machines up to the moon back in the 60s or 70s. I don't know. Is it true? I don't know. Right. That's right, Peggy Dancer. 100%. Yeah. Walmart symbol is a digging machine emblem. Oh, really? What? Oh, hey, the People's Convoy just fell apart in Hagerstown, Maryland. They shut it down and took the money from what I gathered. 86th on the 86th day. Really? Well, the way that they're taking money away from these people, maybe they just had to, grab it while they could. Otherwise, it seems like everybody's out to get whoever is a patriot, which is really sick. I never thought I'd see this day, friends, ever. And I'm thoroughly disgusted by it. Disgusted. So, really hoping that enough patriots get in to turn things around, turn the ship around. And you know what? Congress and senators should wear the same kind of a camera that a police officer wears, and we should be able to watch what they're doing and see what kind of weird parties they go to, so we know who not to vote for. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. I'm going to put this in here. So I got something here, friends. This is our little bit of space news, okay? Space news. Here it is. Okay. So NASA's Voyager 1 is sending back mysterious data from beyond our solar system. This is pretty interesting, folks. I like this. Oh, you sent a funny alien video you made. Okay. All right. So NASA's Voyager 1 is continuing its journey beyond our solar system 45 years after it was launched. 45 years. Think about that. But now the veteran spacecraft is sending back strange data, puzzling its engineers. NASA said on Wednesday that while the probe was still operating properly, readouts from its altitude articulation and control system, AACS for short, doesn't seem to match the spacecraft's movements and orientation, suggesting the craft is confused about its location in space. All right. That's interesting. The AACS is essential for Voyager to send NASA data about its surrounding interstellar environment, as it keeps the craft's antenna pointing right at our planet. A mystery like this is sort of par for the course at this stage of Voyager mission, Suzanne Dodd said, project manager for Voyager 1 and 2 at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said in a statement. The spacecraft are both almost 45 years old, which is far beyond what mission planners anticipated. Yeah, it's a miracle, really, huh? NASA said Voyager's twin, the Voyager 2 probe, is behaving normally. Launched in 1977 to explore the outer planets in our solar system, Voyager 1 has remained operational long past expectations, continues to send information about its journeys back to Earth. And the trailblazing craft left our system and entered interstellar space in 2012. It's now, get this, 14.5 billion miles away from Earth, making it the most distant human-made object that we know of. That's a very important distinction. Okay. NASA said that from what its engineers can tell, Voyager 1's AACS is sending randomly generated data that do not reflect what's actually happening on board. So it's a mystery, folks. So There are some big challenges for the engineering team, Dodd said. A major one, it takes light 20 hours and 33 minutes to get to Voyager's current interstellar location. So a round trip message between a space agency and Voyager takes 2 days. But if there's a way to solve the issue with the AACS, our team will find it, Dodd said. Isn't that interesting? This is from Business Insider, originally published by Business Insider. So I thought that was very interesting and worth noting. Yeah, where's Austin? That's a good question. I haven't seen him for a while. Donations for the ship's maintenance can be sent to PayPal me/Aaron Moriarty 17, friends and family. There you go. Or cash app on the cash sign Truth Quest with Aaron. That's how you do that. And thank you for the people who do. It really helps. Our dear Aaron. Well, thank you, Abby. I don't know what that's about, but thank you. But look how far the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are. They're past the heliosphere and they're out there, man. They're just cruising. So funny. There's probably aliens on board, messing with it, giving it back that weird data. Our weird data. So I thought that was an interesting thing to talk about. I love talking about those old probes. They're still working, and they also are some people are theorizing that the craft that they left in orbit around the moon after Apollo 11 might still be going around the moon. I watched a video on that, and they did a bunch of mathematical calculations, computer models, and every time they tried it, it still would be going around the moon. So isn't that interesting? There would be a piece of history that you could snatch out of space and put into a space museum on the moon. For maybe Elon Musk could build a space museum on the moon. I don't think the reptilians would let him, but maybe he could try. Yeah. Good one, Mad Poke. Voyager 2 just got a call that its extended warranty is about to run out. That's right. You got to come back and gas up again, will you? Well, they must be just using. I think they have a little nuclear reactor creating their energy, if I'm not mistaken. So they could keep going for a long time, right? Yes, I agree with you, Peggy Dancer, that I think we did go to the moon, but they used some fake pictures because they turned out better. Hey, Carrie, how you doing? I'm making you want coffee? Yeah, I could go for some coffee. Maybe I should go for some coffee. Yeah. I had a request. Someone requested they wanted to see some of those old commercials I did back in the day. You guys want to see one? Let me see. Oh, I think it's already in there. It's in a disc. Okay, let's see. Maybe it's not. Hmm. Maybe I don't have it loaded. Well, I guess I could hit that button. It should be in there. Well, maybe we're not going to be able to get to that this time. I don't know. Maybe we're not going to be able to get to it because I can't find the disc that I loaded right before the show. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah, how's Todd? Yeah, we all say hi to Todd. And we're sending our prayers and best wishes towards you guys. Hey, it's MacGyver. All right. No, if we're in a jam, MacGyver can help us get out. That's awesome. Working on music for DJing. There you go. You're welcome. All right. So that's where the Voyager craft are. Very impressive. Oh, good. Thank you. Alrighty then. Still trying to get used to this whole darn thing here. I'm on Truth Social now, and I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun over there. And I'm finding a lot of memes are being put up there. And this one, I think, is an old one, but it's a good one. It really does show the stark difference between two visions, two versions of America. One's very light, happy, successful, full of love and joy. The other one is like darkness. So it's such a good representation of what these two people's visions of the country are and have proven to be. So it's not just an opinion, it's a fact. Yeah, that is a great meme, isn't it? Yeah, I like that meme. It memes a lot to me. It memes a lot to me. Hmm. Don't know. Oh, here it is. I think this one's good. Yeah. Okay. Perfect meme. Yeah, there's a lot of really good memes, friends. And go on True Social because they're flying all over there. They're flying all over the place. I had one of my normie friends, lefty friends, I put a message on a little cartoon I put of Truth Social being like a steamroller going over Twitter and Facebook. And he said, "Oh, Roger Stone got censored on Truth Social." Well, yeah, you can't just say anything, but a patriot's not going to get censored for saying patriot stuff. I really just don't think so. I just don't think so. Here it is. Okay. This is from Donald J. Trump. Okay, he truthed this out. It's a truth, not a tweet. Great American patriot Ginny Thomas, the wonderful wife of Justice Clarence Thomas, is reported to have fought for voter integrity in the great state of Arizona. Look at the findings of the audit report or the findings of the Attorney General in Arizona, which discuss the tremendous corruption and irregularities which took place in Arizona during the 2020 presidential election. Unfortunately, the Attorney General talked but seems to be doing nothing. Thank goodness for brave people like Ginny. There you go. I thought that was good. He sure knows how to get his point across, doesn't he? Yeah, Arizona needs to step it up. Yeah, Trump back. Trump needs to come back. That's for damn sure. That's New Hampshire. That is New Hampshire. And I even pulled out one of my old memes that I made, kind of like a meme, I guess. And so I shared that out on Truth Social. I even used it as when I answered one of Trump's truths. So here we go. Here it is. I told Todd to jump in here, or never mind. Here he is. Hey, Todd, how's it going? Welcome to the program. There he is, working on some DJ stuff, huh? There you go. That's awesome. Hey, Aaron's getting better at this. Well, obviously you haven't been watching too much. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm glad to see you guys here. And for those of you who have not seen my episodes with this couple, you're gonna love them. This couple here, um, very popular. When I look at the different shows people watch, they watch the Corey Good shows, they watch the Andrew Brishago shows, and they watch the Todd and Carrie Swearingen shows. So that they love those. So it's always nice to see. They're a very fun couple. And I only have to pay Carrie a very little amount for her to say very nice things. Oh, see, there she goes again. Oh, see, there you go. Just kidding. We love you too, both you guys. Yeah, there we go. The best is yet to come. Or maybe it should be the ultra best is yet to come, right? Ultra Q. Aw, thank you, Mud Rabbit. Isn't that sweet? I love all you guys. You guys are like my best friends, so thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah. So that's that. I like that one. Um, I, oh God. Oh man, I got a couple things I want to show you here, friends. It's maybe you'll like it. I think you'll like it. Where, where? Oh, it's probably over here. Where is it? Okay. All right. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here, friends, I got to show you this. This is so funny. There's this picture of Trump. He's like holding a flag. He's got this angry look, and it's this kind of like determined grit look in his face. And I was looking at my Facebook um, page, and I was just scrolling down on my page, and I just looked at my photographs, and those two photographs were next. These two photographs were next to each other, so I took a screenshot of them. It's a picture of my kids next to that picture of Trump, but I think together my kids capture that same feeling. And tell me if you agree. But I thought it was so funny. I've been meaning to kind of find a time to bring it up, but check this out. Now, this is many, many years ago. Look at my son. My kids were so animated. So my daughter there, Alicia, she's holding on to one of the copper sprinklers that I used to make and had them at a bunch of shops up here. They make beautiful cascading, dancing water droplets, water ballet in your yards. Beautiful stuff. But look at the look on my son's face and then look at Trump. It's very similar. I think together they both kind of capture the same kind of feeling. And my daughter's holding on to the sprinkler just like Trump's. I just thought it was kind of funny. Kind of funny. I know, guys, it's getting old. It's taking a long time. I know, but I still think I have my theory is, and I heard this a while ago, quite a while ago. If if all of a sudden the tide turns and the the election results get changed and they reinstall the correct winner and they take out the selected one. Now, if that happens before the 2-year mark of the Brandon presidency, if it happens before the 2-year mark, then the final 2 years and whatever how many days or weeks in the other part would be the only thing he could do. Then he wouldn't be able to run in 2024. However, if he waits even just one day after 2 years, just one day, then he could fill out that term, the rest of that less than 2 years, and still run in 2024. So, as hard as it is to see this horrifying stuff go on, I know, and we're all going to learn how to fast because the prices of food are going to force us to try fasting, even if we never thought we were going to. We're all going to have to. So, yeah, yeah, they're trying to show. I think so many normies are waking up. And remember, now 30% of the people at Trump rallies are people who identify as Democrats. So, and you got to know, so these giant crowds in the tens of thousands, they're, 30, maybe 40% Democrat, and they're having a blast. They're experiencing the love. Do you really think they're going to go back? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I think they're here to stay. Um, yeah. because the worse it gets, uh, the longer it'll stick, you know? That's right, Todd. Well put, well put. Trump does not represent left or right. He represents Americans. Yes, he certainly does. I'll agree with you 100% there. That's for sure. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, the America I grew up in was a beautiful America. I grew up in Mound, Minnesota, birthplace of Tonka Toys. My dad was a tool maker at Tonka Toys. A lot of my friends, my classmates had family members or they knew someone who worked at Tonka Toys. Everyone was proud of having that major company in this little teeny town, 10,000 people, and yet this world-renowned toy company putting out quality products that we were all proud of. It's American. And you know, growing up in a town like that, guess what? I've never owned a foreign car. I've always had American cars. Why? Because I grew up in America. Because I support American companies. That's why when I started my toy company, I made all my stuff in America. I could have made a lot of money. I could have gotten lots of investors if I would have just went over to China. They all wanted me to go to China. Oh, if you make them in China, we'll invest. No, I don't want to make them in China. Well, then we're not going to do it. Okay, then it's not meant to be. I don't want products made in China. It shouldn't be made in China. You know, so it's just a lot of pride, a lot of American pride where I grew up. You know, right on the shores of Lake Minnetonka with Tonka toys. And, you know, it was just Americana. It was beautiful. There was there was very little wrong with that. It's pretty much ideal Americana. Um, and the pride that people had that worked at Tonka, and the pride that people had living there that we lived in the town where Tonka was, was huge. Now, when I worked at Hasbro, you know, they were out in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And I'm sure the people there very proud of Hasbro too, same kind of way. And Hasbro, to their credit at that time, made most of their stuff in America. All their board games made in America, you know? Things need to be made in America. And that's one thing that Trump brought back was that pride in America. And, you know, it made people want to work at a factory. It's like, wow, I want to work at a factory and be part of this. Oh, my dad had a Tonka toy truck we weren't allowed to touch, LOL. Yeah, prized possessions, definitely. LOL, Carrie Swearingen. My son has the whole Transformers collection in their boxes. He won't let his kids touch them either. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Yeah. But yeah, it's people have their quirky ways, you know? People have their quirky ways. I don't blame him, Mud Rabbit. Yeah. Once you get those things transformed, it's hard to transform them back. You might not fit it back in the box when it's done. Well, I worked for someone who had a toy invention firm and he had kids. And a couple of weeks, a month, maybe 2 months, some time period after Christmas, he would take all the toys back put them back in their boxes, bring them to work, and put them in the toy morgue. He has this shelving full of toys from all these eras. And in the toy business, there's a saying, he who dies with the most toys wins. I think he took that literally because he literally has a toy morgue. I don't know. You can overdo some things, you know? My old Tonkas were a blast. Wish I'd never given them away when I grew up, but I didn't grow up, did I? No, we never grow up. No, we don't. We certainly don't. Yeah, they tear them to pieces, huh? Yeah. Well, uh, now there was a little bit of controversy, quite a bit over the years, because now Tonka made very tough toys, very safe toys. However, however, to get the paint to stick to the metal, guess what they had to use in the paint? Lead. That's right. That's right. And they ended up with a lot of this powdered lead, and so barrels of it, and they dumped it all in the lake apparently. So and they just dredged up that part of the lake. I wonder if that's, I don't know, but I just don't think they knew back then what was happening. But the Tonka building is like a half mile long or a quarter mile long, something like that. Big long building. Now it's just a bunch of different little smaller businesses in there, and it's not one big gigantic company anymore. It's very sad, very sad. So it's an era that's long gone, but I remember it vividly, and I would love to see it come back and want to be part of bringing it back. Hello, Thanky Dink. Yeah, Tonka Toys back. Then Heavy Duty Toys. The toys now are plastic junk. That's right. A lot of the toys now are plastic junk. That's right. Some kids are good with toys. Your older grandson takes care of his stuff, but the little one takes everything in the pool and the bathtub. Yeah, well, it's fun to take stuff in the bathtub. You gotta draw the line. That's why they got dedicated tub toys for that. Like Tub Town. That was a classic. Yeah. And guess what else we got here for you, folks? That's not all. Check this one out. I like this one a lot. The King of Washington. There he is. The MAGA King. The Ultra MAGA King. There he is. Rocking it out in Elvis's outfit there. Isn't that awesome? He should come out in an Elvis costume. That would be great. That would be awesome. Did you know that Elvis was working on a comeback before he died? And he was losing weight, and he already had the suit made for him. It was a brand new kind of suit. It was like one of his white jumpsuits, but in addition to the bangles and the studs and the rhinestones on it, it also had laser beams. It was a laser beam jacket. And that was going to be Elvis's new comeback suit. And a friend of mine got to wear it once. And wow. And of course, Elvis never got to wear it. Very sad. But maybe Trump could wear it. Huh? I don't know if he fit into it, though. I don't think I'd fit in it. Yeah, maybe I would. There it is. Send your stories, pictures, videos to Aaron. HG&P Aaron, P.O. Box 711, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. That's Wisconsin. 54235. Or email him at hotgamesandpuzzlesllc at gmail.com. There you go. Thank you, Mud Rabbit. I appreciate that. We got the best mods here. Thank you, mods. You are the squad that's the most mod. Yeah, that is a cool pick, isn't it? Oh, Mrs. Combat Carl. Hi, everyone listening from the back porch. Okay. Well, we're glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're listening. Now we got to say something worth listening to, right? That's right. You know, the Trump train was so awesome. And Trump is right. There's never ever been a movement like this. Ever. Ever. Never, 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 ever, 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 never. Have you ever seen a president or an ex-president have these giant rallies, thousands of boats and boat rallies, incredible turnout, and and amazing people, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, patriotic people coming out of the woodwork to show their love and support for the man who speaks for all of us, including this awesome guy. Remember him? Yes. He rocks, man. Look at those arms. He is He-Man. Look at this guy. Oh man, he's such a cool guy too. What was his name? I can't remember his name. But yeah, he was awesome. The boat rallies through the intercoastal waterway here was awesome. Yes, I know. When has that ever happened before? Never. There's never been a boat rally for any other president or presidential campaign. Ever, 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 ever. MAGA Hulk. That's who he is. Yes. MAGA Hulk. Yes. He was such a cool, nice guy, too. Yeah. Wow. Those are the kind of arms every muscle builder tries to get. But it's you have to bulk up and train down. Bulk up, train down. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but man, he's an impressive dude. Sleepy Joe had boat rallies in his bathtub. Yes, man. Oh, my. Yeah, yeah. Boy, I remember when me and my brother, we sent away for this muscle kit. It was yeah, we wanted to build our muscles like that. We wanted to get our muscles like dad's. Like, my dad had incredibly strong, big arm muscles. He was a tool maker, so he was always lifting metal, just, "Arr," you know? There you go. Yeah, rubber ducky boat rallies in his bathtub. That's right. Yeah, yep, there he is. MAGA. MAGA Hulk. You know what else I miss, folks, about Trump? What I really miss about that guy? What do I miss about him? I'll show you. Hi, Susan Danielle. We're glad to see you here. You're not late, you're just in time. You can always watch the rerun. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you made it. This is what I miss about Trump. Here he is, signing a couple of peace deals, doing that history stuff, that peace history stuff that the left doesn't seem to care one single bit about. Good to see you, Susan. Everybody's saying hi. For VKM video today about who really won the election. Oh, 4VKM. Okay, I'm sure that means something. Yeah. Hey, Momolo, Momolo. Trump's peace stuff was great. No wars. Yeah. Let's have more of that. Let's like have that forever because peace rocks. Because with peace, you don't have to bury anybody. With peace, you don't have to rebuild all the shot out, shelled out buildings because there aren't any. Yeah, peace is way better than war. I mean, they should do a poll. What do you like better, war or peace? I'm sure peace would win. Peace in. Yeah, there you go, Willie. Fix it. World Wrestling Federation. I'm late. Zoso dude sent me. Hey, hi to Zoso dude. He's on the road, man. So send your prayers out to that guy. He's got his motorcycle. I don't care for a pickle. Just want to ride on a motorcycle. Remember that song? Old one. Oldie moldy. Zoso on the road. Yep, he sure is. He's kicking it out there, kicking it good, kicking it good. So, friends, now just to clarify, um, we've got Jeremy Ray coming back on Monday, May 23rd. And the Andrew DiBishago show is not going to be on the 7th anymore. It's going to be on the 10th of June. 10th. Mark your calendars. It's on the 10th. 8 o'clock Central. And if it changes, I'll let you know on one of the future broadcasts. Yeah, it's yeah. Well, I tried to tell him that they got these things called cars now. He doesn't understand that. I don't know. Zoe's having a blast meeting up with the sailors. Yeah, there he goes. On the road again. On the road again. There's the call-in number if you want to call in. Zoso needs to ride. Yeah? Does Mrs. Zoe have a motorcycle too, or isn't she not going with him, huh? Huh. Yeah, no snow tires. No spare either, right, on the motorcycle. You got what you got there. Yeah. Signing peace deals is always a good thing to do. People love peace. They don't like war. Sending 40 billion. Ted Cruz voted for that. A bunch of Republicans voted for that 40 billion. What the heck? Ted Cruz? I guess he's a war hawk. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, he talks a good talk, but these votes are very important, folks. These votes are very important to see what these people are really all about. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think all these politicians are so corrupt. Cruz votes wrong. Yeah, he talks right, but he votes wrong. There's a lot of those. Oh, it's a StreamYard link. That's why, Willie Fix It. It's not a number. It's a StreamYard link. It's a link. Lancelot link. Secret Chimp. Remember that show? That was a doozy, huh? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe we'll go with that one. Willie's phone still has a rotary dial. Oh, yeah. Really? Sorry about that. So sorry. Here's a meme I made a long time ago, and actually, this is missing the white background, so I hope it looks okay. Should This is like an early version of it before I fixed it. Trump supporters and Biden supporters, free patriots and paid hatriots. There you go. Yeah. And they have the gall to call the right violent after they did all that and killed 12 people. 12 people and over $2 billion in damage. They literally burned police cars. And did anybody go to court? I don't remember seeing any court things about any of that stuff. Nothing, except the Kyle Rittenhouse one. And he was completely exonerated because he was defending himself against a very dangerous leftist mob of criminals that wanted to kill him. This is what they are. They're paid hatriots. They're paid. That's why they're doing it. They're paying them. We all saw the little Soros debit cards they gave them. Yes, they burned Minneapolis down, those bastards. Excuse the lingo, schmingo. Yes, very hateful people. It's so funny. They think that they're so virtuous, but they're the most hateful people in the world. If they could only look in the mirror. Yeah. Where is the justice? Where's the justice? A person who is not hateful in their hearts would never agree to doing this. That's right. Although people in mobs do things that they normally wouldn't do on their own. So it just takes a few instigators, and you can get people to do things they normally wouldn't do. Kenosha too. Yes. Gesundheit, Abby. Abby, bless you. Kenosha, Gesundheit. There's a town here. Kenosha is great. You can always say Gesundheit or bless you after they say that town. There's also another town called Kashina. That works too. Where are you going? Kashina, Gesundheit. There you go. End times madness. Yes, getting paid to be crazy is not good. Yes, contrived via planned. Yes, I think you're onto something there. I think you're onto something there. Oh, okay. Willie, fix it. You need to connect your microphone and your camera. You need to connect your microphone and camera before we can add you to the stream. Okay. So I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how you would do that. I don't know what kind of phone you have. And I'm not an expert on phones. I used to sell cell phones many years ago, back in the 90s. That was a long time ago. Oh, you don't have either. No worries. Okay. Well, if you're ever on a desktop or something, On StreamYard at the bottom, there is an icon for the mic. I don't think he has any of that on his phone. It's probably like is it a flip phone or a landline? Oh my, Carrie. At one point, we were hearing sirens every night while the rioting was going on. It's terrible, terrible. They were locking the whole city down because of these criminal nut jobs having free reign. Unbelievable. Oh God. That's just sad. Very sad. Okay. Um, you want me to call you? Will he fix it? Hmm. I don't know how to do that on StreamYard. I don't know how to do that on StreamYard, buddy. I suppose I could call you on my phone. 6 comments? Oh, yes, I bet. So scary. Bless me. Oh my goodness. That sounds horrible. Oh, looks like we got James Rohr back. We'll bring James Rohr back in. Excuse me. Hello, James.
Hey, Aaron. How's
Well,
it going?
pretty good. Welcome back to the program.
Cool. Isn't Willie Fix It, Willie Break It on Foxhole?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he's married to Betty Won't, though.
I bet he won't. King of the dad jokes. I love it.
Somebody has to be. Somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
I'm really actually grateful for the dad joke moniker, because it rhymes with bad jokes, but
It saved you.
it does. It does. Yeah, it gives me purpose. It gives me
Yeah,
purpose.
you can now roll with it.
Yeah.
We take those men attacks and we turn them over and flip them on their head
Hmm.
and turn around and be the masculine example we should be, right?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of masculine, did you hear what's happening to these people who are taking these hormone drugs, testosterone, turning them into Republicans?
Oh, yeah.
The more testosterone they get, the more likely they are to turn conservative. Isn't that interesting?
So Big Mike is the exception, or what?
Big
To
Mike. Oh, Big Mike. Man.
Yeah, Big Mike.
Yep.
Anybody hip to the dip will know what we're talking about.
Well, most first ladies have a gynecologist. She had a guy gynecologist. There you go. Yeah.
She was a gynecologist.
She sure was a hell of a lot more manly looking than her hubby. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I was totally duped. I didn't know what was going on back then. And, first Obama term, me, at actually that age, I was college age,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with people my age. And a lot of them were kind of either being indoctrinated. Luckily, I wasn't. I didn't go to college, so I didn't get this indoctrination.
Yeah.
I get to sit back and watch it without
Yeah.
having to go through it.
For all the people who are looking at college, I'd like to make a suggestion. Instead of 4 years of college, you might want to consider 4 years of collage because it sounds the same, but it's a lot cheaper. Collage. 4 years of collage. There you go.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you have a collage of experiences in the work field, that's worth its weight. It's, if you're actually challenging yourself and wanting to learn everything they can teach you,
Mm-hmm.
that's an education.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of us that have not gone to college
Right.
and are smarter than people that have.
Of course. Yeah.
And they're just indoctrinated. So,
Right. And
like,
that's what William Tompkins said, that the head of the think tank there, working for his people, um, did not go to Navy College. Didn't go to the same college. He was actually
Henry Ford, I don't think even Henry Ford even graduated high school.
no.
Um,
Hmm.
there's so many people throughout our history that they've just been like, nope, I'm just gonna persevere, and like, I know this is something I want to do, or this is a good idea, and they just worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Henry Ford isn't a good example because I think he's a deep state plant.
Could be. I know he did have that car that made out of soybeans. It would run on soybean oil. Um,
Well, my argument that makes him illegit is the fact that during World War II, they actually had Ford engines in Nazi tanks.
oh, okay.
They actually had factories in Germany, and when the United States bombed them in World War II, they sued the United States government,
Really?
which is actually a company. It's not a government, it's a company now. Um, so they sued them for bombing their factories in Germany and won.
Wow. Interesting.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I was
Okay.
pretty young during that war. I was very young.
Well, I learned this recently, it's like within the last 5, 6 years. But
Yeah. Oh, I did have a little bit of time today to look up this John Titor, the person who came out in the 90s claiming to be a time traveler. And, uh, you know, typically every time I've looked into this guy since the 90s, every time I look into him, I'm more convinced that he was not a legitimate time traveler. And I know I have some listeners that think that he's real, but I just watched a debunking video. There's like 10 things that he predicted that did not come true. According to John Teeter, he supposedly came from 2036 or something like that. And that by 2004, there was supposed to be a civil war here. and there was no Civil War in 2004. And that
Yeah.
was just one of the many, many, many. And nothing makes sense. And the thing he shows as his time travel device is a stupid looking thing that wouldn't do anything. It's so dumb. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it, Aaron.
I had an open mind looking into it again, and I just, no, I'm not going there.
Yeah, I get it. I keep my ears open everywhere, but at the same time, what did Q say? Careful who you follow.
Yeah, careful who you follow.
So
Um,
you need discernment, wisdom,
yeah,
and you know, that's just what you gotta do, I guess. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I take a lot of stuff with a grain of salt
yeah.
and keep my eyes and ears open, but
I actually I use a lot of salt and Himalayan
yeah, yeah,
Himalayan pink salt too.
yeah, I'm pretty salty myself, honestly. Um,
One of these days, I might just glue all these together and make myself a lamp.
Ree,
There you go. There's a guy who has time on his hands.
What?
Gluing myself a lamp out of these pieces of salt here.
No, they've got giant salt lamps that you can buy.
I know. Why buy them when I can make them? That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
get you to laugh. That's all.
Okay, well, if you do have that much time on your hands, I could use you.
No, I don't. I wish, I think you'd think I'd have a lot of time, but it doesn't seem like it. It is
Right.
ever.
Yeah, I worked 105 hours in 2 weeks, bro.
Wow,
Um,
dude.
yeah. Yeah, my boss, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna try and let you off early today. Here it is 3 o'clock." I'm like, I started at 7:30. Like,
Wow.
that's like a 7.5 hour day, you know?
Uh, Make sure you get credit for all that time you're putting in there.
Oh, I am. It's just, my boss, he's training me like to do ground up construction.
Yeah.
And so we've got a mini excavator and a skid steer and
Okay.
for groundwork and like, clearing for foundation and drainage and everything and removing tree stumps and what, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we're having contractors coming in. We're building a $4 million home.
Oh, wow.
It's 5,500 plus square feet,
Wow.
and it has a basement that has like 9 foot ceilings, so they can actually make those into rooms in the future, and
Nice.
or a theater or whatever, So,
Interesting.
um, but we have contractors coming and going, and like typically these size houses take a year and a half or something, and we're producing them in like 5 6 months. You
Wow.
know, yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So, but my boss has a handicap. And he's like, he had a back surgery and stuff, and so
Mm.
like he even hurt himself leaning over to pick something up. So, yeah, I basically have to do all the physical work that he can't do.
Well, I do hear him on that. In fact, my back went out a couple days ago, just for one day, and it's never a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of pain, but yeah,
But other than that, I mean, I'm doing okay. It's just,
that's good.
God's helping me along the way. So,
That's good. I when I was younger, I took a lot of jobs where I had a lot of lifting, and they always say don't use don't use your back, right?
yeah, use your legs.
But I couldn't because I had bad knees. So the only way I could do it was with my back. And that's what happened to me.
Mm.
Because unfortunately, when you're a guy, that's the kind of jobs that young guys get, like you're
Yeah.
saying.
Well, like Jordan Peterson, he had an interview with a gal. It's you can find it on YouTube, but it was a snippet where this gal was like, "Oh, but what about you know, the patriarchy, and what about the advantages of being a man?" And he's like, "Well, more men like die in war, more men commit suicide, more men have like accidents on the job,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and just on and on and on down the list of like how
And
much."
guys have guy friends who say things to him like, "Hey, I dare you to jump your mini bike over that swamp."
Yeah, 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 and
Girls
there's
don't
that
have
whole
that. Girls don't have that. You
the
know.
pride thing that happens when you're on vacation or trying to, chillax when you're not working.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. That wasn't one of his points, but dude, you're right. We play harder.
We do. We do. But
So,
and women might ask, well, why do women? Why don't men live as long as women? Like, why doesn't the husband live as long as the wife? Because we don't want to. That's why. We just don't want to.
I don't know about that, but we're more lucky to make it through what we've made it through.
Yeah.
And
Ask me, James, ask me if I know how to anything about cooking rice.
do you know anything about cooking rice, Aaron?
All I know is on the darkest day of my life, people were throwing it at me.
That kills the birds.
Yeah. That's what Fred Mertz said on I Love Lucy once.
You're not supposed to throw rice anymore.
Really? Why not?
It expands in the birds' stomachs, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it's not as bad as Alka-Seltzer, but
Oh my. Oh my. Really?
Alka-Seltzer supposedly will make a bird blow up if they eat it.
So why so birds can't eat rice in nature? I mean, it's something they just avoid or something they know not to eat?
Well, either they just only eat so much, I don't know. Maybe it's not, it's an Asian or African, it's not, it's not grown in America and they just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like, what was it, 10, 20 years ago or something? They were saying, oh, it's not good to throw rice at weddings.
I never heard that.
No,
No.
somebody in chat must have. I don't know.
Pop rocks too. Oh, rocks were terrible.
Pop
Remember those?
rocks.
Those
That's
things were
mean.
nasty. Those were nasty. What were we thinking?
Yeah, that would be mean, but Alka-Seltzer, um, yeah, apparently it expands so fast in their stomachs they literally just pop with it.
Hmm. That's sad.
Yeah, that's not good, but something more mild is supposed to be rice equivalent. But um, a good friend of mine, apparently he told me a story um, where there was a taco stand near a beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had some jalapenos,
Oh.
seagulls all over the place, right? and they're like, I guess, waiting for food that people drop at the taco stand,
Sure.
and he throws out a jalapeno.
Oh,
Um, he's got like at least two, maybe three other people in the car with him, and so one seagull picks it up, um, and then ends up like dropping it, but shaking their heads and like running into stuff.
oh, oh
And
my.
before it hits the ground, another seagull swoops it up midair. And on and on. This happened for like about an hour.
Oh God. They all got a piece of it.
these,
Huh?
these
Wow.
seagulls are getting the taste of the spicy and dropping it, and another seagull's catching it midair. And they're
Wow.
dying laughing for like an hour.
They must not they must not communicate very well. Don't
No,
taste that. Don't taste that. It tastes like crap.
no, they're seeing that another seagull wanted it, and they let it go, and they're thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get it." And
Yeah, it's one of those French fries. Yeah, that's what it
but
is.
yeah, they're literally shaking their heads like as they release it, and like not in control of where they're flying and hitting stuff.
Oh,
Like,
oh my.
like apparently they have taste buds.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, they can taste.
Well, you wouldn't know with crows; they just go through the garbage, you know.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
that's cool.
I thought it was a good story. Sorry.
It is a good story. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here.
It's downrange or strange, isn't it?
It's just downrange strange. It sure is. Here's a good picture. It's a kind of a compilation picture of Skinny Bob. You got his handprint there. Um, his hands, his full body, and his head from different angles. And I'm telling you, I think this is legit. I think this is really the real thing. This is one of the types of aliens that are coming here. I just don't
That
think you could fake it that good.
that dome is quite the target, though.
The what?
His dome, his head.
Wait, the
It's quite
target?
quite the target.
Well, according to Bernie Mendez, who claims that he actually was in communication with this being, his name is, they call him Skinny Bob, and he's such a nice guy that he's the only one who can come and go as he pleases because he's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. So he can come and go as he pleases. The only one who can.
So he's a good gray.
He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a really good guy. Yeah. They,
Good gray.
they love him. No, I don't think he's a gray. I think he's maybe a type of gray. But he doesn't have the big black eyes. He's got eyelids. He's got more normal looking eyes. You just can't see them because they're in shadow. But on my shirt, I did a shirt with Skinny Bob on it, and I lightened up the photo so you can see his eyes a lot better. A lot better. Yeah.
Well, I guess if he exists and he's for the people and the Patriots, then okay.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. I mean, look at those hands. That's a
Um,
natural looking hand. Look at that handprint. Looks like a
so
natural handprint, doesn't it?
what's up with four fingers though?
Well, you don't need all those extra fingers.
I thought the Nephilim had six.
Some aliens have six, yes. And in fact, at the Roswell crash, two of the extraterrestrials had 6 fingers and 6 toes, like you can see in the alien autopsy. That's a real extraterrestrial, too, just a different type. According to Corey There's one of our bases on Mars that does business with over 900 different races of extraterrestrials. 900
Okay.
and
Well,
growing. So there's lots of different kinds.
you know what, Aaron? I'll be your favorite critic. Okay.
You know what?
I'll be your favorite critic
Okay.
on this topic.
Okay.
Um, I believe there's fallen angels before and after the flood, maybe, because, if you have the flood and then you have, you know, after it still exists, then it's almost like more angels came. Um, I
Well,
don't know.
when you say angels, what do you mean by angels? So
Fallen angels. Um,
fallen angels would be like an extraterrestrial.
it would be like angels that resisted God,
Okay. Like a
kicked out of
spirit
heaven.
form in a body or not in a body?
And well, we're told they came down and existed among us. They saw the women,
Yeah.
the human women, and wanted them and mated with them.
Right. So they had to be physical. They couldn't be like
Exactly.
it couldn't be like a
They had
whisper.
to take a form one way or another. And I think it had to be reptilian. We're told in Genesis that the snake,
Mhm,
eating the apple of the forbidden fruit, or not apple, but forbidden fruit, whatever it may be,
mhm.
um, might have been partaking, you know, could have been a sexual act even. So,
Well, so well, hey, you look at the planet Mars. You take a look at Mars. So there's a lot of scientists who've been talking for many years about terraforming Mars. Have you heard about this? There's even a board game called Terraforming Mars. And the
we-
whole idea is to because they built a 4 foot by 4 foot replica of what the surface of Mars would be like. They used sterilized sand, and they had the temperature and the light, the dimmer light from the sun and everything in a lab. They controlled it, and in this box they put life from Earth. Okay, and the simpler the life form, the longer it lasted. Okay, so like they put a rabbit in there, it didn't last very long. They put a turtle in, it lasted longer. Um, they put some plants in, they lasted a little long, but like the mosses and the lecithins grew like crazy. So they thought, okay, well, we'll introduce those first near the poles, and those will help to warm up the planet, add oxygen to the air, and then we could keep adding more and more complex life forms to the planet to kind of
right.
seed the planet. So then
Yeah,
we,
it's an ecosystem and everything affects each other, whether we know the science of it or not. Yeah.
right. So the point I'm getting to is, so we are at the point where we are talking, our scientists are talking about terraforming another planet and bringing life from here to there. Now, the life on Earth might not be as well suited to Mars, so they might need to do some adjustments to these creatures, right, to make the turtle last longer or whatever. And then when they finally get up to before humans, maybe they'll have monkeys. Okay, we're at the chimpanzee stage. We can send chimps there. So they send the chimps there, but by this time the chimps are like really smart. So then are we the chimps gods? We altered their DNA. We brought them to the planet. So you see, we could be conceived as the God to those chimpanzees might see those people coming from Earth, bringing them supplies as gods. You
Yeah,
understand?
this isn't Planet of the Apes, though, brother.
No, no, no. I'm talking about Mars.
I get it, but
Okay,
establishing something that's already created by God, that's from here to another location,
right?
isn't necessarily playing God.
No,
Uh,
no. I'm not saying it's playing God. I'm just saying the chimpanzees might mistake these advanced beings as a god.
okay, wouldn't a dog mistake its owner as a god?
Sure, sure,
Okay, so I
possibly.
don't, well, yeah, I mean, a dog is like, what do you want? What do you want? What do
Yeah,
after they learn that you're there for them and you love them and you're going to feed them and provide for, like they're there for you.
yeah.
So, I mean, basically, I believe that science is basically just proving what God has already made.
Well, everything's connected. Yeah, everything is connected. But
I
to
even, I
think,
even think original scientists were Christians just trying to prove what was in the Bible.
mhm. Well,
So,
well, but James, look at the universe. Even just this one galaxy. There's like billions of stars and planets. Some way
okay,
bigger than this little teeny planet. And
yeah.
to think that that God wouldn't put life somewhere else or allow it to go somewhere else, or maybe some of those fallen angels went to other planets with other people.
So
It's
like other alternate existences or alternate realities or what do you
other planets with different kinds of life and different kinds of people on it. Yeah, if it happened here, it can happen anywhere. And there wouldn't be all of this expansive space if there was only one, if it was all done for just one planet's life. That doesn't make any sense at all. It would be the most ridiculous thing in the world. And you know what?
well, not
When I was growing up and I realized that there are other life forms in the world, I was very happy about that because I was always worried that if we blew ourselves up, then all life in the universe would be gone. But that's just not the case. This is one of trillions of planets with life, intelligent life forms. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
well
And
if you're right that's awesome, but at the same time I do believe we are fearfully and humbly made. And
you
it's
what?
specific. I
What?
believe we're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Fearfully and
And
wonderful.
wonderfully made. Yes, God made us specifically. Whether there's other, locations, other earths.
Of course there.
God basically God knows every hair on our head.
Uh-huh. Well,
He he made us specifically. So, and then if you look at the Bible, it tells us we're made in a firmament.
mhm.
You know, I've seen videos of rockets just going straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. And then they like one hit a wall, basically. It's just like it stopped moving.
You're not going to go flat Earth on me, are you?
No, but I'm not opposed to anything really. I'm just
Right. Hey, hey, I'm not, I don't think I'm right about everything, but I do have my opinions. I, I just don't believe flat Earth. I just don't believe that this is the only planet in the world, in the universe, that has life. It just doesn't make any sense at all to me. And, uh, you know, how would you explain all the extraterrestrials that we've seen here coming from other places? So
Fallen angels.
fallen from other places in space. It's just, back then they had a way of describing things that we have different ways of saying things now. I mean, a fallen angel back then we would call an alien. That's
Maybe.
that's my opinion. I mean,
Maybe. I can meet you in the middle there. Yeah.
I just, the thing that really always struck me about religions was that every person in every certain type of religion thinks their religion is the only one that's right. And take a look at all the Christian religions. They all have basically the same God, but they all are like diametrically opposed to each other, and there's no unity. It's so stupid. I went to a church service once. It was here at Hope Church many years ago, and I think the guy's name was Mr. Sweet. He
What
was.
kind of church?
It was a non-denominational church.
Okay. That's typically what I go to is non-denominational Bible based.
Okay, so what he did was, I think it was it an Easter service or something like that? But he tied together American Indian beliefs, Christian beliefs, and other religion beliefs, Hindu and everything.
Hmm?
And it was a beautiful, uniting, wonderful thing. It's not like, oh, we're right because if you don't believe this, you're not going to go to heaven. No, there's different paths. Everyone has a different path. There's more than one kind of music. Why wouldn't there be different pathways to God? Everyone is different. They have different. So I don't believe that there's only one way. I just don't believe that. So I think that's, and
Well, Jesus said he's the way, the truth, and the life. And no
well,
one should come to the Father except through him.
well, I know it says that it's the King James version, and a lot of books were removed, like reincarnation. The fact that there is reincarnation was removed so they can control the people more. It's that religions have been used to control people. I mean,
They have.
I'm not the first one to say this.
Yeah, they have. And that's the reason we have so many different, like, variations of Christianity is because it has been infiltrated. You look nowadays and you have churches that are actually condoning, gay marriage, and they're,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, it doesn't
that's
say anything about churches in the Bible either. So, the whole idea of churches and separating everyone out into these different pockets. I don't know. I just think we're all one. Like we need to
I
get
agree
back to
as
that.
far as yeah, yeah, where we go on, we go all, but
Yeah, yeah. And no matter what, I mean, I
it's
went to the
still,
guy once. He was a Hindu, and he told me about his what they believe, and I thought, wow, that's really interesting.
well, there's good people, but everyone has the opportunity at some point in their lives to hear about Christ dying for their sins. And, they have an opportunity to choose. And it also is in the Bible that people that never did get the opportunity, never heard about it, that live a good life. They have the law, basically, they have God's law in their heart, but they never knew it, never got exposed to it, but they just do good.
Yeah.
Those people are forgiven. But if you have an opportunity to hear and know, and you don't choose, then you knew. You had a choice.
Well, that's right. That's where I just that to me sounds like manipulation and coercion. It doesn't sound like a loving thing. And the book of John is the one that always gets me. And have you ever read the Talmud of Emmanuel, Jemanuel?
I can't say I have.
Everybody should read that, I think, if you're interested in the Bible, because this was discovered in, I think, 1963 in a hillside cave near Jerusalem.
Okay.
A a priest, a Catholic priest named Izza Rashid, brought his friend Billy Meyer, who took lots of pictures of UFOs and movies, and met with the people and got lots of information from them. But Izza Rashid brought him out to this hillside cave and said, "Look what I found, Billy. Look at this." And he crawled in there. Billy did, the one-armed farmer, and he found this flat rock. And under the flat rock, he found this resin-covered goat skin sack full of scrolls written in Aramaic. Now, Izza Rashid, he knew that language, Aramaic language. So he quit his priesthood, started a family, and started to translate these scrolls that they found in a hillside cave near Jerusalem. It's thought to be the cave where Jesus was recovering after being let off of the cross. And so in these scrolls, it's amazing. What happened was he got 3 chapters translated, sent to Germany, sent to Switzerland in German. And then his family and he got killed, and the Talmud of Emmanuel was gone. Whether they were burned or captured and brought to the Vatican, who knows? But Billy remembers, because they read the whole text, so he remembers what the other text was, some of it. But the three chapters that were translated are the book of Matthew, but with no discrepancies. So, biblical scholars studied it for decades, and they came to the conclusion that there's like a 99.9% chance that the Talmud of Emmanuel was the original, and the book of Matthew in the Bible was a poor copy of it with a lot of discrepancies. No discrepancies in the Talmud version.
Okay,
And
so just the book of Matthew?
just the book of Matthew, but it was all of it. But like I said, he was persecuted and killed. And so you
Okay.
can find this online. It's Talmud of Emmanuel. Emmanuel is spelled Jmmanuel, Jemanuel. The Talmud of Jemanuel. And
Can you
it,
send me a link?
send you a link.
Yeah,
I mean,
Messenger or whatever. I'll check it out when I get a chance. But
Talmud of Emmanuel. Well, I'll just have to look it up. Um,
my only problem with that is that you have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and their testimonies are all of the life of Christ
uh-huh.
from different perspectives. So,
So there was more than the book of Matthew there, but that's all that he got translated by the time he was killed. So Billy
okay.
remembers. So here is, I don't know if this is
Well,
it.
that's why I asked you, was it just Matthew? But
No, just Matthew that was translated.
okay, okay.
And so that's what the Talmud of Emmanuel is. Now, Billy has made some some reference to other things that they discovered. But in it, it's here it is. Okay,
Was the remainder that wasn't translated? Was
yes,
that
yes, yes.
saved?
I'm telling you, yes, yeah, a lot.
Okay, so they could still translate it, right?
Huh?
If there was more that wasn't translated, they could still translate it, right? If it's
It's
still around.
on. That's what I told you. He was killed, and his family was killed, and
Everything was gone.
no one ever saw the Talmud after that. It's gone. Probably brought back to the Vatican, where you'll probably find several copies.
Exactly is what I was thinking is the first, as you were telling me, he's like going with a Catholic priest or whatever. I was like, oh, well, there's your problem. Um, you know, because
Well,
once the Vatican hears about it, then good luck with that.
so here it is. Let's see. Table of contents, introduction, discovery of the Talmud, page 2.
Like we have the deep state here, but the Vatican is like
It's
one
scary.
of the one of the other three arms of evil, I think.
Okay, so I guess this is a PDF, so maybe you can get it from here. I have the book somewhere. I don't know where my book is, but it's somewhere. Also, I just took the first one I found, so I don't know if this is the definitive, a good version of it or a good version to read. It's just the first one I saw. So you feel now that you got the spelling of it, you can look it up a little bit more. But yeah, the Christians don't like the Talmud, and the Jews don't like the Talmud because it dispels a lot of things that you see. According to this, um, about 40 years after Jemanuel um, rose up from the allegedly or supposedly rose from the dead. In the Talmud, it's explained that he was after the spear of destiny, after the centurion poked his bloated belly and the fluids ran out. Um, he was deemed dead, and that centurion went into town to report that he was dead. Well, some of according to the Talmud, some of the mourners there, the followers of Jemanuel, noticed some signs of life. So they went into town and they got permission to take the body and to get it ready for burial. They said yes. They brought him to that hillside cave where Isarishid showed Billy, and they nursed him back to health in those 3 days. And then a silver ship landed, and two men came out and helped push the rock and let him out, or something like that. So, but in the Talmud, so about 40 years after Jemanuel was resurrected, people were starting to follow this very closely. So the controllers of the time changed his name to Jesus, changed the teachings, changed the wording, and they made it their own. So they co-opted it basically, and they gave him a different name,
Yeah,
Jesus.
well, it's Yeshua, it's there's so many names for God. I have a poster that has all the names used in the Bible for God. Um, it's
Well,
pretty
it's
awesome.
it's just an interesting. I mean, who knows if that's real or not? But when I read it, it spoke to me. I mean, it really spoke to me. And Emmanuel says, he says, I am not the Son of God. He goes, my teachings will be altered, And people will think that I am the Son of God. I'm not. I'm the son of Gabriel, who is one of the celestial sons. That's what he said in the Talmud. So he's
Huh.
the son of Gabriel, who was a celestial son. What's a celestial son?
Gabriel is the archangel, right?
Celestial son. What is that? I don't know. I'm not. I'm no expert on any of this, but all I'm saying is, I've read the Bible. It really didn't do anything for me. I read the Talmud, and it gave me chills. It gave me chills. So I don't know. I don't know. Uh-oh.
No, I'm just turning my key. I'm sitting in my car.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a big mystery, and with all of the evil that we know exists, it just doesn't make any sense that the evil ones wouldn't gain control of certain churches and change the wording. It just doesn't make any sense why they wouldn't do that to me.
Well, it's possible, but at the same time, God said that um, like the word shouldn't be altered. Like basically, He's gonna protect the word like within a jot and a tittle, which is like in Jewish language, it's like the smallest little. It's like an apostrophe or something. It's
Mm,
like the smallest little thing that could change a word.
okay.
Um, so I do believe God protects His word, and you can still look to the Holy Bible
Oh yeah. Yes. I'm
for
not.
direction and discernment, whether anything has been removed or not. Um, I think God's going to make sure His message gets across and everything's there. That if we read it, we're going to understand what He wants from us. We pray to Him, and when we read the Bible, that's how we learn what He wants and how to guide our footsteps.
Mhm. And
Mm.
I always it's my belief that God is inside of us. All of us have a piece of us is from God, so God is inside of us. That's how He knows everything about us. It makes sense. So
Yeah, and,
so
and I do. That comes back to the whole piece in.
yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
get it. I
You know,
get it.
where peace in comes from is how people at the end of a sentence they'll say, "Oh, peace out," right?
Yeah,
Like, no, I don't want peace to be out. I want peace to be in. Peace in. Why I always say peace in. I want it
I
to be
was
in.
when you say it, I think peace within.
That too. That too.
Um, that's every time you say it, that's what I think. I'm
I
like,
think that
okay,
probably is part of the actual interpreted meaning of it too. So,
yeah, it's a little deeper. Yeah,
well, I just really think peace is a beautiful thing, and so when there is peace, there is inner peace, isn't there?
well, that was one of the great things. Like having Trump as our president, we didn't get involved in external wars.
I know it. I know it because people don't want wars.
No, we really don't. It's that financial system, and it's the deep state. The it's really above the deep state. It's the people in control manipulating them. They manipulated World War I and World War II.
Hmm.
Why do we think they're not going to do it again? You know, let's stay the heck out of wars. Like everybody's not really for it. Nobody's really for giving 40 billion to Ukraine.
No,
Are you kidding?
except
And
Ted Cruz thinks it's totally okay.
yeah, no, I'm done with him. Like seriously, that's not cool.
I know.
It's just not cool because you take that 40 billion and you divide it amongst the people and give it back to them.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yep.
They took $4,700 of my tax return.
Wow. That's too much, man.
Well, it was the first year I tried to claim my daughter because last year her mom was like, "Have you filed your taxes yet?" I was like, "Why? Just have you filed your taxes yet?" "No." "Well, good, because I just did it right now." I'm like, "Are you kidding? Like, I'm paying child support. I'm supposed to claim her every year. If I can. But the first year I do it, not only do they take what I claimed for her, but had I not claimed her, I would have gotten at least 2,000 back.
Really?
Yeah,
The
like
heck?
I've gotten my tax return regularly. Like the year before when I didn't claim her, I got my tax return,
Yeah.
but then I claim her and they take every penny of it for back child support. So,
Wow. I'm
and
sorry.
it's not even my fault because it's it's stuff that she had collected saying I don't know who the father is, and I had to go get a DNA test and go to court. And then they're like, okay, well, that's cool. Now we know you owe all this money and you need to start paying 600 a month, you know?
Oh my. Oh jeez, Louise. Yeah,
Yeah,
I went through what you're going through. Yeah, I had my kids actually more than her, and I was still paying. But when they found that out, they went, "Wait a minute." Uh, I said, "Well, shouldn't she be paying me then?" "No, but maybe you shouldn't be paying her." Well, how come she can't pay me? I
right.
mean, so yeah,
Well,
it was really hell, and boy, there was no advocates for me up here, and I had to fight to get my daughter off of Adderall. I had no advocates, no one to help me.
yeah.
Everyone was against me.
Yeah,
And
as a man, it's like you're helpless.
there's no help for men. Yeah, it's really sad.
You know, and like her mom is such a mess. Like if I really pushed it and put money into it and went to court, I could get full custody.
Mhm,
But but my daughter is actually staying with her great grandparents, and
mm,
that's actually a good household.
okay.
And
What happened with my kids is when they got old enough, they just decided to come live with me, and they did. And, you know, so they were
yeah,
much better off
that's
here.
that's kind of where I'm at. It's like she's old enough now. She's spending time with her friends and doesn't want to spend time with me. And I'm like, hey, I want to see you.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the roller skating rink. I'm like, okay, well, it'd be nice to see you. And I kind of have to leave it up to her unless I take it to court, and then it's not her idea, and she might fight it.
Mhm.
You know, I'm like, I'm in a rock and a hard place here. It's like,
Well, how old is she?
she's 10 now.
Oh, she's 10, okay.
Yeah.
I think when she's,
But
like, 13 or 14, she should be able to live or 15, she should be able to live with you, 'cause that's what my kids did.
yeah, but I live 3 hours away, so it'd be like starting new school or something, you know?
Mm,
It'd be like starting over.
yeah.
And that's not really fair to her. Like I've considered moving down there and but there's not a lot of jobs.
That was what was with me here. There's no jobs here, and I just decided to stay here because my kids are here, and I could have made a heck of a lot more money anywhere else, and really, I mean, it's been devastating monetarily for me to be out here, but at least I'm here for my kids. Even though they hardly ever come to see me, but I'm still here for my kids.
Yeah, I'm kind of like at that point. I'm like, and it's hard to get ahead. every time I turn around, the gas prices are up, you know. um, but I'm putting in a lot of hours hoping to get ahead and hoping that they don't look at my paycheck and be like, oh, well, now you need to pay another, you know. So I got to kind of figure out where I'm at. But
Yep, just be there. Just be there for your kids, and then let them know, hey, you can always come and live with me if you want to.
yeah,
And just make it a fun, a happy place, and then they'll come. My kids did. And then what's weird is when I was going through my divorce, after I was divorced, I was working um, at a daycare, and I took the daycare training to be a teacher, full time teacher. And in there, they taught you that you should never disparage the other parent in front of your child,
exactly.
because then they internalize it on themselves and makes them feel bad about themselves. And so
Exactly.
I went, really? Wow, because I complained about my ex-wife in front of my kids a lot. They were still pretty young. But when I heard that, I stopped. I
Yeah.
stopped saying, and whenever they would complain about their mother because she was very violent. And they'd say, but mom did this to me and she did that. And I said, well, at least she's really good at scheduling, getting your dental appointments and everything all straightened out. She's good at that. She makes good lasagna. And the few things that I could say nice about
Yeah.
her.
Right.
And what's weird is recently, I guess a couple years ago, my daughter told me that she confided me. She said, "Oh, yeah, mom said that she asked, oh, I bet dad's always saying bad things about me." And she said, "No, actually, dad never says anything bad about you, mom. He never has." She goes,
Huh.
"What?" Oh, couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. And she refused to believe her. I was like, well, wow, wow. But yeah, you have to think about the kids.
Absolutely. It's, and it gets hard sometimes. Sometimes I'll get a call from, my ex's number, and I'm like, well, it could be my daughter. I better answer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she's on the phone. She's got me on speaker,
Uh-oh.
and like my daughter's in the background. Like she's supposed to be talking to me, but she's not on the phone. And like, yeah, the ex like wants to continue this conversation, and I'm like, can I just talk to my daughter? Like,
Yeah.
um, it's manipulation. She wants to be a friend to her more than a parent.
Hmm.
Um, it's really messed up. I don't think I'm gonna keep talking more about her, but um,
Yeah.
you know, I care for her and I'm thankful for her,
Hmm.
for giving me my daughter, but there's not much else I can really say. Um,
Things will get better. That's all I can say. Things get better.
it has to.
It
Um,
will. It will. And now I got both my kids have had kids of their own now. So I got
um,
three grandkids. Can you believe it? So I feel very blessed. Very blessed. And you're going to get there too, buddy. It gets
thank
easier
you.
as they get older. It gets much easier. Um,
Yeah, well, she's seeing things now. She's seeing manipulation from her mom.
mhm.
She's still falling for it, but she's seeing it. And of course, in the next like 3 years, I think she's going to really see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I keep giving her the opportunity. I keep saying, hey, I want to see you. I love you,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, it's up to you. I don't want to force you to see me, but it's a good idea. You ought to spend time, you know?
Well, maybe think of what she likes to do and then suggest
I
something.
do that. I do that all the time.
Hey, I'll
Like,
take you roller skating. I'll do this.
exactly. I even said, I'll rent skates and go with you.
There you go.
I did take her to the roller skating rink last time I saw her, but she wanted to go in with her friends alone, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I took my daughter to the Justin Bieber movie.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't go in and watch it. She watched it with her friends. All
Yeah,
right.
I don't.
Don't have to be the enemy. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to take my daughter to Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
even if I sat in the car. I don't know if I want her to see it.
Right.
But still, you got to do what you got to do. You got to be a supportive parent.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that kids. That's why we're here for our kids. That's why we're here for the kids. Help the kids. Help them have a normal, happy, healthy childhood and adulthood too. You know.
Well, one of the problems is her mom keeps telling her, "Oh, he wanted a boy and you're
Mm,
a girl." And so, you know, like it really doesn't matter if I had a boy or a girl. I'm gonna take her fishing or where,
yeah.
I'm gonna do the guy things with it, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but she's got this in her head now that it's because I wanted a boy, whatever. Her mom should have never said that.
No. No, that's cruel. That's cruel. You don't say things to kids like that. You should always. Kids should always feel loved. They should always feel that warm love of loving parents. Yes. Well,
Yeah,
James, I think we're out. It's almost midnight. We went a little over time here. Um, I want to
yeah,
thank you for calling in. It was an awesome talk, and feel free to call back in again
thanks,
next time.
man.
No problem. And
Mhm.
so, are you on Truth Social?
No, yet. Due Diligence just sent me a link the other day. And like I said, I've been working so much that
Right.
I gotta find a minute to actually go, like, sign up and
Well,
see if it can work on my Android. But
we're very honored that you took time out of your busy schedule to spend it with us. We're very, very happy that you did, and we'll wish you all the luck and success and free time that you can handle. And so our prayers are sent out to you as well, and to everybody else who needs them. We're sending them out. We're beaming them out like Care Bears to everybody.
yeah, well, God is good and He loves us all, and He will provide and protect us.
Yes,
So thank you for having me on, man.
you're welcome, buddy.
It's an honor to be here, and
It's an honor
you
to have
know,
you.
like I said, I had 4 or 5 other channels that were live. I couldn't mod for, but
Oh wow. Well, I'm see that, folks. See, we love all you guys. Thank you for all being here, and Terry Hopper's in the house too. Wow. Well, thanks again, James Rohrback. We'll probably talk to you at one of the next times.
yes, sir.
All
God
right.
bless you.
Thank you, and peace in.
Peace in.
All right, friends, we did it again. episode 183 in the can. We did it. We did it. Yes, we did it. And thanks again to James Rohrback for calling in. Thanks for everyone in the chat, all of the wonderful mods, Mud Rabbit, Dark Brain, James Rohrback, isn't he one? Catherine Weiss, all of our mods. Did I miss one? We get too many to keep track of. I got to get a list going here. And Andy Social, if he's here, he's one of our mods. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Combat Carl. And thanks, James Rohrback. Always nice to hear from you. You're a great guy. You are a great guy. And thank you, Catherine. That's very nice of you to say. Thanks, James. Yeah, great call. Great call. Well, friends, now remember our next show, Monday at 8:00 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be Jeremy Ray. He was one of the stars of the Hangar One series on History Channel, and he's a MUFON guy, and he's got more things to talk about. He's busting out at the seams, waiting to talk about this, and he's going to blow it all away on our show. So join us Monday, 8:00 Central, same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, keep that camera poised to the sky so you can take a picture of that UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it. Until then, peace in.